Just 1 second. Let's make sure that the music gets muted from my speakers, but you guys can still hear it, because you know that's a good thing. Anyways, hello and welcome. It is Wednesday, which means it is time for another mini mayhem here on WizKids YouTube channel. I am Vee Mus'e. I will be your host for the probably about an hour or so. I can't wait to show you all these great new things. We have WarLock Tiles. We're going to be taking a look at the WarLock Tiles 2 sets, that's the full height walls, as well as some really cool accessory sets that are coming out. So, gonna do the quick little YouTuber thing, just because you know it's what I do. So, if you are new here to the channel, I'm still doing some tech things. One moment, please. I'm still got the tech thing going on. So if you are new to the channel, please be sure that you go down below and you click that subscribe button. And if you want to make sure you get notifications as to when we are going live, then by all means, do be sure to click that notification bell, and it'll let you know when things like Mini Mayhem goes live, as well as Much Ado About Gaming, and also let you know when we have things like the Scott Porter unboxings of our Hero Clicks game. If you're in the chat and you have a question for me, this is like housekeeping stuff at this point. If you're in the chat and you have a question for me, please be sure to type in all caps question and then have your question go after it. It makes it so much easier for me to see what is going on and what is happening. So that would be a please, thank you very much. I would ever so much thank you type of situation. And let me see, what else do we have going? Oh, hello, I'm looking at the chat too at the same time. Multitasking, sort of. And let me see. Oh, and always going to encourage you to make sure you reach out to your FLGS, because, you know, we want to make sure they are getting some attention. Don't forget, many of them, especially right now, they are doing things like curbside pickup. They are making appointments for pickup. They have, you know, certain times when they're open and everything like that. So reach out to them, let them know that you are interested in procuring these sets and adding them to your collection, and they will help you out. If it's a matter of you don't have one near you, you can always go online to shop.wizkids.com. Okay, and I have all of this in the description below, links that you can go to. I went through and looking at the chat and I'm reading a question. I went through in the description and made sure that there are links that you can click onto, and it should take you right to that link. Keep in mind, if anything is marked as back order, that does mean that things are going to be coming back into stock in terms of there'll be reprints coming. And let me think, is there anything else that's going on here? Let me just quickly say hello to everyone who's been hanging out in the chat. So it was great to see you, Ron, Daniel Viper, Blood Oath. Ooh, that's a very cool name. John David, did I say Ryan? Gallant Goblin, hello. PL Stowe, Carrie Burgess, Calcius. I'm having a decent day, thank you very much. It's a busy day, but it's a decent day. And if you haven't joined me before, be careful. I do flip between different voices. It's the DMGM in me. It's what I do. And let me see here. Am I going to be doing? Yes, we'll be looking at the Critical Role stuff later on down the line. Not to worry about that. There are plans. And I know everyone's very excited about those miniatures. And when the time comes, I'm going to be more than happy to answer all those questions for you about those sets. And there are 6 of them and all of that wonderfulness. So we're going to go from there. And as for Boneyard's been cleared, so keep an eye open for your favorite reviewers. There is going to be this lovely, month of reviews and sharing and showing of everything for Boneyard. So that all being said, let me see here. I think I got all the questions there for the ones. Remember, don't forget, put in questions because that really, it helps me see quickly. So plan is I'm going to show off. We have the Torture Chamber and we have the Marketplace. So Marketplace is already out. So again, this is a check with your FLGS. See if they have it in stock. If not, then check various sources online if you so choose. And then we're also going to be taking a look at Torture Chamber, which will be coming soon. That was the other thing. Release times. A lot of people have been asking me also off camera, but also like, you know, they'll be asking me on socials, my own socials and everything like that. What's going on that we keep having these slips in release? It is basically just a matter of, if you haven't heard or you haven't seen the news, a lot of shipping containers are basically just sitting in docking bays. So it's a matter of a lot of the product might be physically there. It may not just be unpacked yet and shuffled off to where it needs to go. So we're experiencing delays. We are doing the very best we can to make sure the products get to you in the most timely manner possible, and updating you as we find out, because we find this out too, and then we're out there and trying to make sure the word gets out to everyone else. So that is why you will see sometimes things like this new thing, the rolling releases. That's what's going on with our Beatrice. It's basically meaning that when a product is available, if that store has it in stock and they receive that delivery and it's good to go, they will have that product out, whereas another store might still be waiting for their shipment simply because the shipment hasn't got to them yet. So just be aware of that. That's a lot of what is going on with these, delays and everything like that. It's basically getting things to where they need to be, and everything else that's happening out there. Hopefully that answers your question. So with Torture Chamber, it should be in stores March 2021 is the hope, earlier March. Again, I have all the links for you below, all the information in terms of MSRP, SKUs, loveliness like that. And I thought it would be fun today. I kind of have two different room builds going on. I have one that's already been put together. All right, because I thought if I do two room builds, that's gonna be a very long stream. And then what I'm gonna do is show you a room build, just a quick on the fly room build, just so you can see everything works. So let me first, how am I gonna do this? Let's first talk about my process. Like I said, I have used, what you're gonna see in these room builds, I have used pretty much mostly the WarLock Tiles 2. That means those are the full height 2-inch high walls, all right, as opposed to the half walls that are 1 inch in height. So let me just flip over to here. Here we go. So this right here is basically gonna cycle through, but actually let me, you know what? Let's look at the plotting photo first. So bloop, here we go. All right, so when it comes time to creating a room, what I will do is I will get this all set up first, okay? So I get all of my tiles out, I get all of my walls out, I get all my accessories, this, that, and the other thing that come. Don't forget, because the tiles too, they have these lovely little wall accessories that go onto them. It's fun. So I will plot out my room ahead of time and just get everything set up and ready to go. And that way I see all the pieces that I want to use and everything that's going to go into it. And then I assemble it. So basically you get all of your tiles. I work from left to right. That's how I do it. So I start putting all these tiles together, working from the left side, zipping over to the right side, and I will even do it in sections. And that is what I'm gonna show you in a minute when we look at the actual, thing I have going on over here. And it just makes it a lot easier to pull it all together, and then you sort of have a sense of where things are gonna go. When you're trying to build a room really quick and you don't quite have it plotted out, you may find you're taking it apart and putting things back together a little bit differently just because you found a better way of doing it or something along those lines. But for me, I always plot my rooms out like this, and then I also factor in things like, I want to make sure I have splits. This also very much stems from my having played, video games and such, and you know how sometimes the map layout is you get only so much to see, and then it continues on as you progress forward with your character. All of that loveliness goes into that factor in terms of creation. So we're gonna hide plotting and we're gonna go to building. And you can see here are the photos. So this is what I was talking about with I will divide into separate sections. So you can see I had that whole layout going, but I decided to chunk it apart so that there was one square and then the secondary square. So I had sort of a right and left side of this room, but they lock together nicely like this, as you can see in this photo. And I am gonna show you over here as well, because what we're going to take a look at first is Marketplace, which has sort of this marketplace, hence the name, as well as this whole thing with sort of an executioner's theme. Hence the bloody tile. That bloody tile is actually from the RPG day. It was one of those promotional gift sets. So the bloody tile is not something you're going to be finding in stores, but if you have it, I threw it in there because of the guillotine. Okay, that's what I did. That's how my brain works. It's, you know, like I said, DM. I'm on a list somewhere because, you know, you look for odd things when you're DMing a game. Let me just quickly take a look here at the chat. Oh, some more people. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, Dan Dillon. Hello, Trengamat. Did I say that right? And, oh, no, Tangamat. Sorry, I don't know where I got the R in there for. And I think that's everyone else who has just joined us. Jonathan, did I say hello to you as well? I hope I said hello to you. Well, I'm saying hello to you again. So that is the plan for today. And let me flip over to the overhead now. Okay, so here we have the overhead, and this is the room layout that I had just showed you in the photographs, but live action and in real life right here, yay! I have also combined in, just for funsies, because I wanted to, the WarLock Tile ones, dungeon tile ones, because I've sort of treated these as if you were in the city, and these are sort of like the half-height garden walls type thing. So basically treating these walls as an additional architectural feature to the cityscape I've basically done here. So everything you're seeing here is not based on the fact that this is an interior room, it's actually working more exterior, because I wanted you to see that you can also get exterior setups going for your tile system so that your players can work outside in a city environment, because we do have some pretty fun sets that are going to be coming out that are city related, including town square tiles, so you actually will get like this neat road layout and everything like that, and other accessory sets. Now I did quickly see, it just blipped up off the top of my chat, what do those gears mean on the boxes? And yes, let's absolutely talk to that. Because what you're going to see now on the WarLock Tile system is that there is a coating that is going on. So we're actually going to go back up to the main screen so you can see here. So it's a little bit wonky to tell because my one camera likes to play very blue, and even if I try and warm up my white light, it doesn't do it quite right. So your main sets are going to be this mid-tone, think amethyst purple color. Okay, those are your main sets. As you can see right here, darlings. All right, so right here is your main set. That is a purple color. And then on the side, you are going to get your dungeon tiles too. It'll have the name on the side now, okay, right there. Then your expansion sets, which remember, they don't have the tiles inside of them, but they have extra things like walls, corners, doors, clips, and all that goodness. They will be green, like an emerald green. Yes, I'm giving you jewel tones. So they will be an emerald green, and on the side, you will see this triple arrow pointing up thing, okay? So it just means you can expand your build. That's what the triple arrows are. It shows you it's an expansion set. And finalmente, we have your accessories. The accessories are, and like I said, I think my camera might be translating it weird. Remember, monitors everywhere, they always have their own little colorations and everything, so that's definitely coming into play too. But when you come across the smaller blue sets, those are accessories, okay? That's what the gears means. It means they're an accessory to the main tile sets. So both Torture Chamber and Marketplace are accessories. So you actually see in the title, WarLock Tiles, Accessory, Torture Chamber, or Marketplace. And you're gonna see this as a new trend. We've tried to make it so it's one of those things when you go into the store, you know what it is you're going to be getting just by looking at the boxes, just by looking at what's happening on the side. Also for the stores, so they have a little bit more display room. They don't have to stack them all like like this. They can actually put it on the side. So it's almost like going into a bookshelf. By the way, I've had a lot of tea. If I start talking really fast, tell me to slow down. So that is the plan. So what I want to do first is I want to show you the marketplace and just show you this great little setup that I have going on here, so you can see how you can take a simple set like this and truly create an encounter for your campaign, for your players at the table. You could even feasibly, because I mean, obviously I'm doing this with the camera, you can easily even get a secondary camera set up if you do something like streaming online with your friends on Zoom. I do it all the time. Check out OBS, all right? That's all I'm gonna say. If you're interested, check out OBS. But I'm gonna show you, we're going to have a marketplace square here, and obviously here with the, blood splatter, this is gonna be more of like the executioner setup. But here we have the box itself. And you can see everything's in this great blister on the inside, and you get a better sense of this blue tone now because my other camera is a little bit more accurate in color. Hey, go figure. Oh, the difference of, and again, please, if you're gonna ask me questions, put question in first. You're lucky I saw that one in the gamer's room. The difference between the 4D line and the WarLock accessories is that the 4D lines are basically, they sort of gear themselves more for general terrain use. The WarLock tiles are designed with WarLock setup in mind, but can be used elsewhere as well. So really, the 4D and the WarLock tiles, they do work together. There's no problem with it. So it's just something to keep in mind as you take a look. Hold on, let me get this out of the box. So I'm gonna put the box back up there. And again, it's just a simple blister packet, nicely all set in and of itself. And I'm going to put this right here for now. And basically what you get in here, it's actually a really good mix of things. And then, how much support can we expect from WarLock accessories? Could you clarify that question, Jonathan? I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. So in this, you get a well, a fountain with a statue, a bounty board, 2-wheel cart, female merchant, male merchant, market stall with canopy, round wicker basket, round pile of crab, round pile of fish, rectangular crate, rectangular pile of pomegranates, rectangular pile of quinces, square crate, you get 4 of those, square pile of parsnips, square pile of cabbages, square pile of lemons, square pile of apples, because actually all these things you have sort of interchangeable things that you can put into them, which I will show you. Square pile of apples, 2 grain sacks, large town center bell, executioner, stocks, gallows, and guillotine. Oh, and you get 3 of the crates and 2 of the round wicker baskets. So those are the counts in there. But that is basically what you see on the back of the box. You get your list. You get the fun little different features, and there's this nice little glossiness going on here, so they pop, the pictures pop. But that is the outside, and then here we have all of these great pieces, which I'm going to take out so you can see them, and then I'm going to place them. Let's see here. And keep in mind that some of these miniatures are ones you've actually already seen because they have appeared as unpainted miniatures. So deep cuts UPM, that's what we call them. So some of these are going to look familiar to you, but you don't have to paint them, is really what it boils down to. And okay, so Jonathan, yes, you're going to see some crossover between the UPM now that you have your, we were thinking about the same thing. So you will see some of the classic UPM pieces that have been floating around up there being incorporated into WarLock tiles. Yes. So here we go. Let me show you first. Here is the city bell. And it's actually quite nice. And I'm going to take out the female merchant just to kind of give you a sense of scale. We'll put her there. So it's actually quite a nice size piece. The rope is plastic. Some people were saying, is that nylon? Nope, it is a plastic rope. The bell doesn't actually ring or move, so keep that in mind. Don't pick this up and try and ring the bell. You're going to break the bell. Not a good thing. So I'm going to put my bell right here. Okay, I'm kind of treating this as sort of the entryway into the market, and we're going to put our one merchant right here. And then we also have in here, oh, what did I miss? Your cabbages. And then you also have here this great fountain, which again, UPM looks familiar, right? That now it's painted. So I'm gonna put the fountain over here. And oh yeah, remember how I was talking about how, see, I have it so that there's 2 different sections here, and then I can just pop those together. So I could almost have it where my players are coming into the market square first and have this set up on the table, and then oopsie alley oopsie, put it up on top, bring out the next part to get to the next scene. So just fun stuff like that. Now these are all, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to, let's play the camera game, because you know how I love playing the camera game. Where is my camera? There it is. Okay, so what we're gonna do is zoom in just a little bit and focus that, because I want you to get a better chance at seeing these. Okay, so these are basically all the fun little inserts that I was talking about. Let's just pop them all out. The bell is so much fun. So this is showing you off the inserts, and I'll show you. I feel like I'm playing Operation right now. You know that game? Come out, whatever you are. Confession, what I always do with these after I take them out of the containers is I put them into like Ziploc containers because for me, it is easier to keep everything more concisely contained. You know, kind of have a terrain collection. So here we go. We're taking these all out so you can see all of these great little food related products. Okay, so these are all the inserts that go into the basket. So here's the basket, and it does have a lid of its own, which has fallen somewhere into the rest of the blister. I'm sure it will show itself soon. So you have these cute little baskets, and as you can see, you can place in the circular bits or pop it out and pop in the fish if you want to go fishing. See? Super easy like that. So that's a fun little thing. I'm gonna put these, for now, let's just put one over there. I'm gonna put the fish back in. And then you have these, 4 of these square crates. Okay, so here's the square crate. They all have lids that pop off. And again, there are, that's a good question. I think everything's equally, no, it looks like everything has something. So there are as many inserts as there are for crates and containers. So again, you can see, you can very easily just pop in what you got going on there. And I will put this one over here, because why not? Oop. And the other cool thing is when you start doing this and you start putting terrain to use, what you'll find when you're running the game is that, hey, I'm like, why do we have 2 goblins in the chat? Hello, Goblin Katie, lovely to see you there. And then like Gallant Gum's like, hey, is this? I'm like, wait, hold on, I am confuzzed. It's awesome. So then we will have these other crates come out, which again, I'm just gonna place sort of around, because you can also use these inserts elsewhere if you wanted to. Yeah, see, the problem is I took my marketplace apart yesterday so I could look at everything and, you know, play. Setup, we're gonna call it setup. And because I took it off, my little lids went running away. They'll show up. Once I get everything out, they'll show up. If they're not in here, then they're still in the boxes, but there are these great little lids that are in there. So take out some more of these crates. Just actually, let's put a crate over here, because, you know, why not? These go over there, and then you also have these as well. These are the rectangular crates. Okay, so again, great wood detail. You have the metal banding around the corners and the sides. Open up. You can even hide things in there. That's what I like about these. You can put things in there, give you a little bit more incentive for your players to like look, to actually scour, to you know, investigate, things like that. And in goes an insert, no problem. So we're gonna have it, so I'm gonna put that there. It's market day, why not? We're gonna have these all out. So then I'm gonna take out these other crates and just pop them. Oh, I did drop a lid. You can stack them on top of each other too, which I find quite helpful. Hold on, I have to pop off screen to get the lid. All right, here we go. Got the lid. And on it goes. Oh, and actually you can see the lids. They have this great little sort of lock and key detail to the top. So they do pop into place and nestle securely when you're not tipping them to the side. Let's see here. Any other questions? Nope, we're still caught up. Great. And then you also have the market stall itself, which I think is fantastic. I love this pop of bright blue. You have this great folding detail to the fabric. The slats of wood have that wood grain detail. And it's all one unit, okay? And it's plastic, obviously. So this is all one unit. And I will put this down here. And along with that, you get this shelf display, okay? Which also goes with the market stall, but you can, if you wanted to, and I'm doing it right now, put the inserts so it looks like a, you know, a grocery fruit vendor type of situation. So you can get that going too. And now you have your market day all set. And I'm just gonna put these guys into there. Oh, see, told you. Here are the lids. So here are the lids to those little round crates. They are lovely. They have that nice wicker rope look to them. But yeah, they basically just jumped into a different section. So then you have that, and then let's pull out, here is our other merchant. ready to wager and barter with you. And put there. And then what else do we have here? We have sacks. Here we go. 2 sacks of, you know, grain or things like that as well. So I'm just gonna pop them. Can I prop them there? There you go. So they can stand up or you can have them tipped over. So let me bring things back into focus. And you can see over here, we have this great little market starting up. Okay, so this whole little market scene is happening. Let me just move the camera ever so slightly. So there's our market scene. And then what I also have with me, I did because I wanted you to see that our UPM is still relevant with this. So this is like the, it's a mix of like the townspeople and the castle. So I'm gonna, this is the problem is it's white, so of course it's gonna flare out. But just taking some of the other minis that we have, and you know, ideally in a world where I had all the time, I get everything painted. But you'll see that these all work together nicely, so you can start flushing out. So we're gonna put a guard over there. Let's put another guard down here for reasons. But you can really start getting your town in motion so that your players have more to work with and more to interact. So I'm literally just gonna go around and put these people all around. Again, these are from the castle and the townspeople sets. So I'm just gonna go around and stage a little bit. And then when your players come into action, I will do 2 there. And she looks like she's ready to make her purchases. No, get back here, darling. Oof, there we go. So there you have that. So they work really well. You just kind of scatter them in and get that all going. Oh, that's a good comment. So Daniel is mentioning how it'd be cool to have different stalls and tents. And I have been getting people asking me, are these things we're going to be able to buy pieces individually? I can't speak to that, but what I can say is that the more you let us know you really like a particular thing, if we notice something is definitely going off the shelves a lot faster, that is all being taken into consideration as more and more things are developed and created for scatter, for terrain, for the WarLock Tile lines. So that is just something to keep in mind, because I do honestly, I appreciate it when you reach out and you want a little bit more information on what it is that's going on. So there we have, you can see our market side of the marketplace. Now let's take a look at the, like I call it the executioner zone for reasons. So obviously if there's going to be an execution, there needs to be an executioner, which is this fellow. And let me fix the zoom again. I always feel funny saying let me fix the zoom again, because people are like, what do you mean, what's wrong with the zoom chat? No, darling, it's not that. Let's get it so, oh wait, focus. Let's get the focus going. That's what she wants. There we go. So here's the executioner. He's got some muscle definition, those shoulders, and a little bit of the belly going. But you can see, right here is your executioner. So with your executioner, there needs to be things to happen. And that, oh, there's also, well, forgot. Well, what have we here? The well, I'm gonna put yonder. There we go. So, and a cart. I forgot we also have this lovely cart, which, ooh, I'm just gonna put the inserts into the cart, like so. I honestly, like the fact you can do this just makes it all the more interesting. Like now I would totally expect my players to be like, I'm going to take the tomatoes out of the cart and start throwing them as an improvised weapon. Teehee. All right, so for the executioner side of things, we have, let me get them out together. We have the gallows, as well as the steps that lead up to the gallows. And again, it is not nylon, it is a plastic rope. So it's not something you'd be able to necessarily put around a miniature's neck, but that is the setup. You do have a setup gallows, and this is a feature that's kind of cool. While this does not actually function, the lever, don't do that, please, you're gonna snap it. You do have underneath this great little swing arm, okay? So when you have it like that, it'll stay up, and then when you remove it, down it goes. So that's where the action happens. It's not the lever here, it's this lovely little hidden detail right there, which, again, I'll show you the bottom so you can see that. Just a clever little way to make it more interactive. Getting standpoint vibes. Do the people come with bases? The unpainted ones? Yes. The ones in this one, no, I don't recall seeing bases for the merchants and the executioner. So UPM will have the black bases, the classic black bases, and the others come as is. Let me just put the stairs right there. Oh God, I need 2 hands for this one. So I'm gonna put the gallows there. Let me swing over here so you can see that better. And we will get a little bit closer in there. I still wanna keep the focus out so you can see what I'm showing you. And this again, you have seen in UPM. This is definitely the notice board. So I'm gonna put the notice board yonder. And then here is the lovely guillotine. And now you see why I went to go and use this bloodied tile. Again, that was from the RPG Day promo kit. So some people may have gotten that. If not, if you wanted to paint your tiles, you could paint your tiles, I suppose. But here you go with this. I'm gonna put it over here because that seems appropriate. And then, oh, there's the other lid to the other basket and the stocks. So these are all those little pieces you can expect. So you can see in just this one set, actually let's put that right there. In just this, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. In just this one set, you really do get enough so that you can have a well fleshed out encounter with a bunch of different things. And I only further enhanced it by putting in some extra miniatures, which if you have the minis on hand, that's totally cool. If it's something where you just wanted to have some general NPCs, there are a bunch of other ways to sort of represent them on your terrain. But this alone gives you essentially 2 different environments to create for your game. So you can have it where your players are coming in and they are checking out the market first, and then they hear some hullabaloo happening over here, and they zoom over to check out and see what's happening with the executioner and the latest execution. All right, so let's see here. The stocks are one piece. They do not open and close. They are a static fixture. There's nothing in motion about them. That's a good question. Same thing for the guillotine. It does not drop down or lift back up. It is stable, okay? So just keep that in mind. Don't try and force that. Just like with the interior doors for WarLock Tiles, those don't open and close, whereas the exterior doors, which I put to use here, they do open and close. So this marketplace accessory, WarLock Tiles Accessory Marketplace, it is available now. Again, all the information is down below. Contact your FLGS, let them know you're interested, and if you don't have an FLGS, there is a link for you to shop online instead. All right, so that is basically the story here. And as you can see, like I said before, I like to get this set up so that it kind of comes in 2 separate pieces, and then I can just, when it goes onto the table, just quickly make room and then pop them together so you have one cohesive unit of an area. Just something fun to think about when you're doing your tiles. And it is definitely quite possible to work these together. Like I said, these are the dungeon tile ones that I just used to represent more of like a wall or a fence wall as opposed to a full wall. And it's one of those things where, you know, this is basically the exterior of a house, the exterior of another house. You could even get this set up, you know, later on where if they wanted to go exploring, they could go into the house here. So this is basically representing the exterior setup of a village or a city or a town. All right, that's what I have done here. It doesn't necessarily have to be a room at all times when you're using WarLock Tiles. And again, we have some things coming out in the future that are going to be more cohesive and more a proponent to creating cityscapes and everything like that. Let's see here. Possibility of roof pieces in the future. Well, you never know. Honestly, there's a... Hi, who just... Oh, sorry, Mr. Executioner. That's not one you want to have for Execution Day. You don't want a drunken executioner. That never goes well. And history will tell you that one too. There's a lot of stuff in process. Some of the things I cannot speak to. Like I can say, yes, curves and angles, they are coming out down the line in the spring. And lovely things like that. So... just keep your eye out. There's definitely going to be more. There's going to be a lot of fun stuff. I mean, I don't know if you can see it over here. Let me see if I can raise the camera. Speaking of roofs, here we go. Yeah, I can raise the camera a little bit. Give you more of an overhead. And if you have motion sickness, my apologies. But that gives you more of the overhead shot. You can see here I've actually taken from our stairs and ladders set, I have stairs that basically wrap up and go here and allude to there's a second story that could be explored here. So it's stuff like that. When you put little bits and pieces in, it changes what's available and what's going to be in there for your players to go and do, which I think is, you know, very crucial and very critical when you're using terrain, because it opens up to more possibilities to the game and how it's going to play. National Chocolate Cake Day today. Ron. So that gives you a sense for what you can do when it comes to using Marketplace with these WarLock tiles. And again, these are all the Dungeon Tiles 2 and Town and Village 2, with over here use of the Dungeon Tiles 1 to act as like a little fence line, as opposed to a full throttle like this is going to be a building wall. But that is that one set. So you get a lot with it. Outside of these, you know, these little white figures, these are the unpainted, okay? And they are a mix. I took them out of their packaging. They're from the mix of the townspeople as well as the castle themed sets. There's excellent selection in all of those as well. So what I'm going to do is let me pop these off, because we don't need those anymore. And then the other thing I'm going to hopefully do if I have time is, if anyone's interested, is basically write out all the pieces that I used to create these two room layouts so that you could recreate these if you wanted to. So I am going to just pop these and move them. Oh, the other thing is you can actually, I use the easy clips for all of these. I just use a lot more of the easy clips than you would of the standard clips that came with the sets previously. I'm gonna put these over here now. Excuse me, pardon me. And that way it makes it a lot easier so you can pick them up. So something to keep in mind if you wanna pick them up. Now there are some things that are just gonna topple over just by nature because they're taller. Like the bell, I knew that was gonna happen. But now I can just pick it up and move it away and open up my table again. Okay, so the next thing we'll take a look at is we have the torture chamber. I'm trying to get to the lights art. So now we're going to take a look at the torture chamber, but I thought it would be fun to put together a room first for this torture chamber. So let me, because I know some people are newer here and I want you to see sort of my in process of how I like to put things together. So let me grab, I have already done some preemptive work here, just for sake of time. So I have, this is what I'll do actually. I will put my rooms in boxes. So I know this is gonna be my torture chamber stuff. And I've already done, like you saw before, the pre-layout, so I know how everything's gonna go. So right now I know that I have this torture chamber that I wanna build. And these are just the 2x2s. You can see I've put just an easy clip in the center there. And I'll show you how the tiles work too. All right, don't worry about that. That is gonna happen. And, oh, hold on. Something fell that I do need, because I took a picture of my phone, with my phone, of the other one. The other layout that I did, because I did that this morning. And I just need to quickly look over there. Yep, okay. So, what we have here is all of these pieces. So some of them are the 2x8 tiles. I have 2 of those going in here. Some of these are just tiles that are the 2x2s stuck together. And then I did want to show you how these go together. So I have a set of 4 that I will put together for you too, as well. This is going to get confusing. The 2s. I want to get it so it's a better tablescape. So you can see that. I'm going to show you how to put these together with the easy clips. And is that it for the tile room layout? That is. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is, I know, let's say I'm getting this roomscape figured out. I'm like, okay, so I'm going to put these here. And that's gonna go over there. I like to, if I know I want a little bit more strength and security, I will try and get like the more cohesive pieces, like solid pieces, to sort of flank other pieces that are like this one, a couple more pieces. Before we see what's in the torture chamber, what is my favorite between the 2 accessory sets? Honestly, that's a very good question. Thank you for asking that, Ting Matt. I like the Marketplace because it has a little bit more variety in terms of, you, like I said, you can get those 2 scenes in one box. The torture chamber set, when you see it, it's really cool. There's a lot of great stuff in it, but it's definitely dungeony torture chamber. Full stop, there you go. Marketplace has a little bit more variety to it. Let me see here. Did I miss any other questions? Oh, and hello, James. Thinking it will be very flexible with some scratch. Yeah, these, speaking as one who makes her own terrain, and I have a collection of terrain, WarLock tiles work beautifully with pretty much anything. I have paper crafts. I have, as her voice starts to go, I have paper crafts. I have foam builds of my own that I've made. All these other things. You can I drink seltzer, by the way. You can put all these things on the table with other various types of build, and they look really nice together, quite frankly. Okay, quick sip of water. Put this over here. Let's see here. And now what I'm going to do is I want to put 4 of these together. So these are the easy clip tiles. Again, if you're new to the WarLock tiles, this is how they work. You want to aim for, if you know you're going to be using interior walls, which I am going to be doing in this particular room. I did not in the last build because that was an exterior space. Okay? So you're going to basically take your easy clip, stick it into that center, and it clicks into place. In fact, I will let you hear the click. Okay, so you have it click into place, and then you simply take another tile, aiming again for the center one, line it up, pop together. And I have 2 together. So I'm going to go around because I want to make this a square. And I find it helps just sort of make these pieces in little groupings and then put them together into larger groupings, if that makes sense. So you'll see here, I put 2 and 2 together. Now I'm going to put another 2 and 2 together. Yes, hello Martinez. You did miss the first set, but congratulations. I always make sure this goes up for VOD, video on demand. Sorry, I'm jumping into lingo. It goes up for video on demand pretty much within minutes of my saying goodbye, everybody. And then you just click these together like so. So now I have, I have my 4x4 square, which I want over here. And now I have my floor layout. So what I'm going to do is start putting my floor layout together. And I'm going to start with, this again is actually 3x3 of the 2x2. And you can see there's the wood on the other side. So now I'm just going to go in and start popping in the center of each of these. Again, because I am using interior walls, you need to make sure when you're going to do interior wall use that you always put the clip in that center square. Otherwise, the interior walls will not work. Can you change the way the exterior doors open and the way that you can change the way the windows are facing? Sorry. Or do they only open? They only open in the one direction based upon the door frame of itself, just like any actual door. So I'm then going to take a 2x2 section, pop this together. Hold on. I always tend to pull it close up to myself and pop it together like that. So if I have to pull out a frame, please forgive. That's just how it's going to go. I'm going to do the same thing. Oh, by the way, I got snow yesterday. If you hear this horrible cacophony all of a sudden as I'm speaking to you and I look like a deer in headlights, it's nothing. It's just the ice sheeting off of the roof. Really, no biggie. Not getting invaded by any goblins. Well, there is a goblin downstairs. He and I need to have words. I do have that Pathfinder, the Pathfinder foam goblin. Fantastic statue. Absolutely wonderful details. Oh my goodness, am I having fun with that one. So keep an eye out for that too. Let me see here. And then, so I have this going now. So what I'm going to do is just, again, and this is an on-the-fly build, and this should take me about 10 minutes. So this is something where I'm just doing the same thing, which is why I've pulled it off screen, because it'll be faster for me. Whenever you do it under the camera, it always takes a little bit longer. But this is one of those things where, and I'm going to put the 3 and the 3 together here. If you have your layout prepped ahead of time, but you don't have it put together, you could always say, okay, break time, let's, give it 10-15. Your players can go off and, grab a drink, bio break, what have you, and you can quickly create your next room. It also will help you if you sort of create these ahead of time, and if you should need the tiles in a different permutation, see, now they're together. If you need the tiles in a different permutation, you'll be able to recreate the room that you need a little bit faster. And again, with the easy clips, not the initial clips that came with WarLock Tiles before, there are links for where you can buy the easy clips for WarLock Tiles as well as for the open lock in the description below too. link to shop.whiskets.com listing. Hold on. I gotta make sure I'm getting this into the right one. Singular sensation. That's all I'm saying, because if I sing any more, who knows the copyright strikes. Will they be making ice? Honestly, I'm not sure if we're going to go into ice and snow quite yet there, PL Stowe. It's a good question, but I don't have the answer for you for that particular one. It is a very... I'm going to do it. It's a cool idea. So you can see all these are starting to pop together. And same thing here. Line up. Pop. 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 And there you go. So now I have my floor figured out. Let me just push this back a little bit. Work on the camera here. Always moving the camera around so you get the most dynamic layout. So now I have the walls to factor in. So I have corner pieces. I have exterior doors, exterior walls. Like I said, I have interiors. We're going to get into those in just a little bit. So this is what I'll do. I will go around and I will stick just one into a corner piece and then pop it into place like that. And do that right on the table. It makes it very easy to do. If this is something where you're going to pick this up and you want to move it around, then what I would actually do is, is get a clip in there and a clip in there. But quite frankly, because I already have that other room built up and I don't have as many easy clips as I thought, I am running low on clips. So I'm just going to do the one trick right now. Pathfinder battles are let's try this again. Pathfinder goblins. I love their grins. We've had this discussion too. I've talked about this with the Band of Badgers group. Looking. Nope, we're still doing good. And again, I am loving all of the activity we have in the chat. It's just so wonderful. If you're enjoying yourselves, if you're having fun watching me make a goof of myself and showing you how to build rooms, don't forget to hit the like button. That would be lovely. I see some of you have already, and thank you so much. But you know, I won't say no to more likes. I'm feeling likable today. Okay, now what I'm going to do is take the interior facing corners and pop those into place. So we can start getting our torture chamber. Now I am absolutely going towards a particular movie, as you wish. Oh, that's right, I already put one in there. I love that scene. That scene always cracks me up. But you can see my room is starting to take shape. And I know I definitely want to have, it's actually why I did three tiles across here so that I can have the doors centered. Don't forget, if you want something with your door in a center setup, you're going to need to make sure that you're using an odd count of tiles. So that means I need 3 tiles across, not 2, because if it was only 2, the door would only sit there as opposed to being able to pop it right here dead center. And oh, here we're going to have some fun. Remember I said they're accessories? So these are the accessories that come that you can actually pop into the walls. You have this lovely port, and you can put, I think I'm going to do the torches in the walls flanking the main door. And then I'll have some fun and use the banners elsewhere. We'll go elsewhere, my dears. Wait, what's this? Terrain therapy is some of the best therapy? Oh, preaching to the choir. Hold on. I need, because of how I have my interior corner facing in, you're going to see there's this open gap here. So that means I have to put one of the columns into the side here, and it'll create a nice flush corner that way. Like so. See? Which you can see like that. That's why that was there. Which means I need to use this piece. I forgot I had already assigned roles to some of these walls. But this is going to get us our torture chamber so that I can start showing you off the torture chamber itself. And this is for pre-order. All right, so this is not out yet in stores. Soon. When will then be now? Soon. So you can place pre-orders for the torture chamber. And I think you're going to like it. It has some really nifty details. I mean, I'm not one for full-on gore. It's just my squeamish self, but even I'm looking at some of these going, cool. All right, I'm going to keep popping these in. I'm going to put an exterior door here. And then I'm going to put Ooh, let's do a banner. Yes, you can absolutely. That's a tip that PL Stowe has put in there, and you've actually seen me do it here too. I will sometimes just take smaller bits of cardboard, or chipboard, which is sort of like thicker cereal box cardboard for those of you not familiar with chipboard. But see, I can put the banner into the wall, just like that. And in we go. Ba-ba-da-bum. And just for funsies, I'm going to put the door on this side, slightly different spot. And another wall. Chitta-chatta, what's the matter? And then I'm going to have it so that the other door sits basically directly across from this one. So pop that guy in. And then because I have him there, I want to put more torches. You get 4 torches, you get 4 banners for your accessories for the walls. So again, I'm just going to go into this port here and pop the torch in. And with Town and Village, you get a shield and sword accessory for the wall, and then lanterns. And it looks quite lovely. I love those little additional details. Hold on. There we go. You might have to sort of finagle in when you first, because I haven't used this particular wall yet, you may find that when you go to first put in those accessories, it's a little tight. It's just give it a gentle, don't be rough, give it a gentle nudge. With pre-selling your room accessories. Well, you know, this is the terrain maker in me. To me, it's more relevant for you to see, Martinez, what these can actually do in action live as we go along, to give you a better sense of how it all works and how it all functions. And I am missing, there it is, I'm missing a wall. So for me, it's beneficial for you to see this getting put together, seeing it pull together even. And let me just lift that up a little bit so you get a better sense of the room itself. My left is my right, my right is my left, my front is my back. Camera talk. All right, so this is how many I had left. I had just enough. So now what I'm going to do is jump into my interiors. Remember I talked about making sure you had your clips going so that these could work, but here are my interior. Here's the doors, and then here are the walls themselves. These, you cannot put the accessories in. They don't have that option. So let me see here. I am going to create a wee little room. I had a room plotted, I think it was, where was it? She says, yes, I have a room plotted for here. So I'm gonna pop that in. You can see, they just pop in like this. So now I have a room. It's a room. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. How did I do this? There we go. Yes, same thing over here. So we have 2 rooms. Just like that. Ta-da. And now I have, pardon my sniffles, my house is cold. Now I have the basis of my torture chamber set up. So it's basically one larger room, like a T-shaped larger room, and 2 little square rooms off to the left and right. You enter your torture chamber. How do you want to do this? I'm kidding. Okay, so now we can have some fun dressing it up with our torture chamber. And the lighting, I tell you, my darlings, as you can see, it is in the sapphire blue label. Again, to the side, you get your gears and the title of the set, which Chef Kiss love, makes it so much easier to find in store. And the back, I shall read to you. You get, I mean, it's the name of the thing, but I'm waiting for titles to pop up in the chat when I say this one. You get 1 Iron Maiden, just 1. Have fun with that one. Catherine Wheel, a brazen bull, a pendulum, spiked chair, cages, 2 of them. Stocks, 2 of them. Torture crosses, 2 of them. Racks, 2 of them. It's a lot. Drowning, I'm not kidding, a drowning trough. That's only 1. Hanging cages, 2 of those. Actually, let's do this. I'll do this so you can see it here. And table, pile of chains, 2 of those. Torturer, 1 of those. An assistant for the torturer, 1 of those. Fire bowls with clear fire elements, 2 fire torch lamps on wood stands, 2 of those, and a surgical tray. Because, you know, gotta make sure you're set for healthcare. Kidding. I had to. All right, let me get this out of the blister. I shall pop the box back up there behind me. And very carefully lift the lid. And I do like the lids because the lids help keep everything in place. Like I said, personally, because of my stash, I will go in and do something where it's like I put them into Tupperware to keep everything organized. I don't know why I'm doing this. I'm cold. That was not a smart move. All right, now we're going to have fun and take a look at these up close and personal and dress up our torture chamber because it is fun. All right, so we have, I'll put this on my lap. So we have the Iron Maiden, and again, I'm going to fix the focus so we're a little bit more, there we go. Iron Maiden, but the look. Ah! It opens and closes, which is just so very cool. And what did I do? Oh, I popped it out of its socket. So it does open and close, just don't open and close it with your thumb at an angle, because that's what I just did. So I'm going to let's put the Iron Maiden where it's sort of, should we put the Iron Maiden in its own room? Where should we put the Iron Maiden? Let's see here. Gamer's room? You have a question here? You've been trying, but hard to find something that will slide between the tiles and be strong enough not to flop over. You can get chipboard. You can also do pegboard. That's the word I want to use. Pegboard is very cheap. You can get it at a hardware store. Also easier to cut. You can very easily get pegboard and slide that underneath. I've done that for even other terrain that I do. Just so I have a quick little alley moving around. You can do that with pegboard and just slide underneath and away you go. And yes, as someone just mentioned, SL, the transparent plastic sheets if you want, but I find pegboard tends to be more reasonable in cost, as does a thicker chipboard. That will work too. And double corrugated cardboard, which if you are a crafter, you know that stuff is the holy grail of crafting for many, many reasons. So I think I'm actually gonna put the Iron Maiden, let's put it in here. We're gonna put it in the room that has the one door in it. So we're gonna do that. And then we have, these are the racks, look at that. You get 2 of those, and you get the wood, the nails, the metal detail, the chains. Let's do a his and hers. We'll put them over here. Onesie twosies. That's how you doozies. And then we have, you get 2 of those. Here is the cage, which pop open, pop close into its base. Again, great metal detail. Ta-da! I will put one, I think I'm only going to break, well, no, we'll put one on here. Okay, that's sort of like, you know, the very bad people go there. And we'll put the other one, and we'll just pop it here. Why not? Have fun there. And we have the hanging cages, but those actually, let me take those out later. These are the coiled chains. You get 2 of these. Hold on. There's a cat hair on one. So here we have the chains. And I'm just going to put one out for now. I'm going to put it there by the door-ish. And let's pull out braziers, basically. Come here. So here is the first little sample of these. You can see you have the transparent plastic made to look like burning coals. And these great little... I'm going to do this. No, I like that. Let's do that. We're going to put one here, one over here. Yeah, I like that. I like. I don't even know if I'm gonna have enough room for all of this stuff, because there are some really cool things. Here are the other fire torches, which yoink. So again, you can see it's got the post lashed together with the fires burning in a bowl at the top. We'll stick one over here. Get those reorganized again. Put one in there, and then let's put one in here. No. Stand up and there we go. Put one in there so that, you know, the Iron Maiden gets some nice light to show off all that lovely metallicness. Just quickly looking. Looks like we're having a conversation. Yes. Yes. Here's the Catherine wheel. And it... if you have a cat, don't let them see this. Just... don't. but it spins, and I love that feature. I'm gonna put that, we're just gonna put that there for now. And here we have this lovely, you can see the spikes sticking out of this throne, the manacles that go over it. We'll put that in that room. I'm telling you, there is so much here. We have this lovely little table. Actually, this is the, what's this one called again? There's so many of these pieces here. This is the, no, it's not the torturer. No, that can't be one of the racks. Might be the surgical tray. Here we go. So you see that one? No, pull it over. There we go. Okay, I have ice sliding. If I'm making a weird face, I'm hearing some ice sliding in. We'll put that one there. Oh, here we go. Here is the torturer with the whip. How fun is that? Let's see. Well, WarLock Tiles. Yes, we're going to keep going with the. That's a good question, SL. We will keep going with the full height walls as well as the half height walls. We're going to be doing both because, quite frankly, there are people who love their full 2 inches. There are people who like the half walls for ease of access to get to those miniatures and everything like that. So yes, absolutely, we will still be producing those. Let me see here. Oh, here's the surgical tray. Here's the table. Here we have the drowning trough. That's the drowning trough, so you can see that. We'll stick it over here. You won't be able to see it from that angle, but I'm going to put the table right in the middle. Why not with, oh, let me show you the table. Just a basic wooden table. So you get the great wood grain. Put it right there. Here is the assistant, not bearing resemblance to anyone whatsoever of any type of movie. And then we have the brazen bull, which today you can see the lid actually does pop out, so you could put something in there if you wanted to. But these are an interesting little device. That's another fun search to look into, just saying. I'm gonna put this one, let's put it there. And let me see here. Here's the pendulum. The pendulum does have, just like how the gallows had that little special action. You have that with the pendulum. Just a set of, that's an interesting, I don't know if we've made plans yet for strictly interior walls. That's something that I can look into and question. We'll put the pendulum there with the Iron Maiden. Here we have the crosses. Oh, no, you go away. You can see like that. Again, those great details. Mix of metal and wood. That one's showing up better because it's not caught in my shadow. Which, very cool. I'm running out of space. I could have made a bigger dungeon. I didn't think I had this much going on here. But I'm not going to put it all in there. It gives you the idea. The surgical tray here, the stocks. The stocks are the same as what you saw before with the Marketplace, except you get 2 of them this time. Wizard's Chamber in the WarLock. Well, I mean, you could definitely, if you wanted to, Jonathan, create that because we do have like the Wizard's Library and the Witches stuff in the Unpainted Adventures, if you want to create that. So we will see what comes. These are some things because I'm running out of room. And then when you get the hanging cages, you, in this case, do get some simple nylon ropes that you get that dangling aspect. So it'll just be a matter of, I'm going to do my quick cheat for this. Just be a matter of, I mean, you can make this all fancy and do like your special knots. I was not an Eagle Scout. I mean, I do know how to tie knots. I'm not saying I don't know. No pun intended. But due to time, I'm just going to do a quick little slip knot thing here. So you can see how this works. So you get one end attached to the cage, which is just a basic cage. The bottom pops off. So you can pop a mini back into it. And hold on. And you just line it back up and pop the bottom back on, like so. And then you would thread this up and through. You can see here, 1, 2, 3. So you thread the nylon. I can't do it from that angle. And you thread the nylon through those 3 ports, theoretically. Why are you not going through? Okay, so my nylon, my nylon is actually opening up on me. So that's something where if you have sort of like a needle, you can go in and get that threaded through. But you would thread it through. I don't want to keep fussing it over the sake of time because it's already past 1. But you would thread it through these, and then you'd have your hanging cage wherever you'd want to place it. So those are the hanging cages, little heads up. You will need to thread those and prep those ahead of time. I wanted you to see that in action. And the little surgical trowel, I'm going to get out for you right now. I purposely did not take it off with the tape because it is so wee. But there is your surgical tray, which I will put on the table yonder. And that is pretty much everything in your torture chamber set. So it is a more specified theme, obviously torture chamber. So everything in there is, you know, you're gonna go in and that is your set scene. That is exactly what it's gonna be. Let's get the focus going so you can see this a little bit better. Loop-de-loop. There you go, give you a better sense of, so you have this whole torture chamber set up now going, and you can add in your other miniatures, you can get things put into the cages, both the hanging and the cubed ones right here. And you have those little things like the pendulum. It will swing back and forth. When you just use that little notch at the top, the Iron Maiden opens and closes, the wheel spins. So these fun little accents to really sort of ante up and enhance what you have going for your setting. SL, that's not the first time I've gotten this. For some reason, I tend to have a soothing voice. But as you can see, you can very much, with a combination of your WarLock Tiles, this is the Dungeon Tiles 2 set, and your Torture Chamber accessory set, you can get this whole set going and laid out. You can get these different rooms going so that when you and your players can go to the table, check things out, and this, in and of itself, between, there might be an encounter happening in the main room, you go into one of the side rooms, and there's more, if someone's locked in, you need to find the key because you can't open up, you don't have a rope, because that happens. Little things like that. It gives you a lot of variety and a lot of potential. And like I said, personally, being a DM GM who uses terrain, who uses miniatures, and have seen what happens, you never know. Like you can have, well, we all know, we have those notes, we have those marks we want to hit, and then the players get involved and everything changes, which personally I love to see happen. I'm a very much improv DM GM. But I have also found once you start putting something like this on the table, or like I said, you could even do this as part of your, you know, everyone's being safe and streaming from home, have a secondary camera for your Zoom, whether you call in with your phone for yourself and you have another one on your camera on your laptop, you can have a scene set up so even though you're all separate, everyone can see this in action. You would just be moving the pieces around as they tell you, oh, I'm going to move my mini, you know, over here by the assistant, or I'm going to go into the room with the Iron Maiden. So you can still have a lot of uses out of these, even though, you know, social distancing and everything like that. Someone did ask me about that. They did ask if this is going to be something you could potentially do. Absolutely, with technology and what we have available. And I do find it helps too, because, you know, there are people who are great with either mind, but once you start putting stuff in front of them, that stuff suddenly starts to become things to use. Like, I tip over the fire and things catch fire, or, you know, I'm going to pick up the table and smash the torturer over the head. They just start to use the pieces around them as well as interact with the room itself. So that is something I very much am excited about to share with you, and also to show you how these can go together, how you can quickly produce your rooms and get things going, how you can set yourself up so that you're ready for quick changes. Does the pendulum go with the clamp table? Quite possibly. Oh, there you go. Thank you. See, I just opened up this set. So yes, there we go. That makes a lot more sense. I'm not one who dabbles in torturing. It's not my nature. Thank you for that. There we go. That makes a heck of a lot more sense. So there we have the pendulum. And so anyways, yes, I definitely want to keep doing this for you because I think it's valuable to see these tiles being put into use in various ways, shape, and form. Seeing that you can actually put the 2s and the 1s together for different looks to the scene you're going to set. Like I said, we have a city set up over here using both 2 and Town and Village 2 and Dungeon Tile 2, but I also brought in Dungeon Tile 1, so I'd have like those little, like, you know, little fence wall, little stone fence wall setup going. Lovely things like that. So as soon as I have more sets to share with you, I absolutely will be doing that, and I want to do them in tandem. So what I'm hoping to do is something with the incorporation of curves and angles, along with Town Watch and Merchants. So I'm hoping to bring out those accessory sets as well for you and see those put to use in interacting with each other. But for today, my darlings, that is pretty much the deal here and what we have going all together. So I just want to say thank you so much for joining me. If any of these sets have caught your attention, you want to get a hold of them for your own collection, then by all means, I'm always going to start off saying contact your FLGS. Please reach out to them, whether it's a phone call, whether it's an email. Find out what it is they are doing, because many of them, like I said in the beginning, they will do things like they will ship, obviously at an additional fee, they will ship directly to your home. Some of them have curbside pickup, some of them do arranged appointment pickup, so there's only so many people in the building at the same time, everything like that. So please reach out to them. If for some reason you don't know where one is, use this link right here in front of my face, thewizkids.io/local store. You can use that and type in all of your personal information to find stores within a certain range for your own area. All right, and see if there's anyone in the area who carries WizKids products. If you go and you do that and the answer is no, there isn't anyone, I know, I'm sorry, Gallant Goblin, my name can be very problematic for some people. Buzzy bee. If that is a matter of you need to go online, then check out shop.wizkids.com, and I did make sure in the description below that not only did I list the MSRP, the SKU, but I have also put in links for each of those products. Oh, hello, Cal, I missed you before. So you can put in all those products that you want to take a look for specifically. Just click on the link and it'll take you there so you can place your order. And you can keep clicking on the different links and it'll still keep adding to the same cart, just in case anyone's worried. If I click on a different link after I'm done, does that mean I start a new cart? No. They all link into the WizKids store, shop.wizkids.com. It's just the specific link. So if you want to go this one, done, you're good to go. And yes, go back to the beginning. This will be available as VOD as soon as I say bye-bye and hit stop. There are other sets that are going to be coming out, so keep your eye out. Make sure you follow our socials. All the socials are down in the description too. Click, like, follow, subscribe, all that goodness. If you jumped in and you missed my beginning spiel and you're not subscribed yet, could you please hit that subscribe button, because that means it'll help us out. And also, if you ring that bell, you'll then get notifications as to when I go live again here for Mini Mayhem. You'll get notices when Jessica goes live for Much Ado About Gaming, which focuses on our board game lines. And you'll know when we have things like the Scott Porter unboxers happening. Unboxings. Whoa. Scott Porter unboxings happening. Whoops. Thank God this isn't Twitch and that can't get clipped. And if you haven't yet, if you enjoyed yourself for this past hour and 15 minutes, just hit that like button, because it does help me and the rest of us here on the YouTube channel out too. As for next week, I have plans for next week. What am I going to do for next week? That's, mini painting. I'm not sure what the mini is quite yet, but I think I'm going to do some mini painting again, just for some fun. If not mini painting, I may be taking a look at, some more dragons. I'll get it figured out and we'll have an announcement for you guys for next week. But there will be a mini mayhem. I just need to figure out what mini mayhem we're going to be doing. Anyways, thank you so much. Take care, everyone. I'm going to wrap this up the same way I do every single time. When you leave here today, I ask that you be good to yourselves and be good to each other. And I will see you on the flip side. Until next week, same time, same place, different content, probably Dungeons and Dragons. I will see you then. Take care, everyone. Bye.